Hey guys, this is Caleb with DSLR Video Shooter, and today we're going to talk about the several different uses and versatility of 5-in-1 reflectors. Lighting is all about control, and a 5-in-1 reflector is one of the most affordable, versatile ways to start controlling your light and getting much better results. Now, even though this is called a reflector, there's so much more to this tool. So we have the gold and the silver on this model, but we also have a white side, as you can see here, and a black side. And then in the center we have an incredibly useful tool, and that is this diffusion material. So first we're going to talk about diffusing light with this tool. And a lot of these setups we're going to be going through, I'm going to be using a 5-in-1 reflector holder. There's several different models. There's two I really like. One is super duper cheap, comes with a stand. And it works just fine, but it is, somewhat low quality because of the cost. And then there's a really nice one that I love from Impact, all metal, nice clamps. And both of these tools will let you orient the 5-in-1 reflector in several different ways and hold it. And you won't have to use just a single stand and have a two-dimensional setup. You can kind of mix it up and get a lot of cool setups, as we will see. So as for diffusion, you can stick it in front of a light and get a really soft source. If you want to add even more softness, you can use some extra diffusion material and clamp it to this thing. And that's what I used in the $500 LED light kit that I did a while back. You can check that video out. And in that video, we use the reflector holder with the silk inner diffusion material on the reflector, as well as some extra material, and that gives us a beautifully soft key light source. The next use for a 5-in-1 reflector is to use the white side as a bounce source. So I've put the outer layer back onto our reflector, and now we have this white side, and we can shoot light at it and it'll bounce back as a really nice soft light. This is great for product shots, key lights. I use it a lot over in the B-roll area, and it allows me to have my lights shooting up and bouncing down, which is great if you don't have super high ceilings for getting kind of an overhead soft light. And it does have a different characteristic than diffused light. So that is definitely a great option with this unit using a reflector holder. Another use for the white side is a fill. So right now I have a piece of foam core as my fill. I'm going to get rid of that. Put that right over there, and now you can see I've got this dark side to my face, and the key light isn't fully wrapping around, or at least not as much as I would like. So I can take my reflector, and depending on the distance and where I position it, the angle at which I position it, I can add back a lot of that fill on this side of my face. So not only can it be used for bounce, but you can also use it as a way to add some fill for your videos. The next use is the exact opposite of what we just talked about. So we were talking about using this unit as a fill. You can also use it as a negative fill. So I've inverted the outer layer. So now I have black on one side. And this is awesome if you ever find yourself in a evenly lit space. So if there's just so much light everywhere and everything's perfectly exposed and you want to add a little more dimension and some shadows, just take your reflector with the black side and use that where you normally would put your fill. This is going to soak up light and darken that side of your subject, giving you some dimension and some shadows, which is really nice. So if you're in a room with lots of sunlight coming through windows, this is a great option. Or if you're outside on a very dull day where it's very cloudy and there's light everywhere, using the black side as a negative fill is a great way to add some dimension to your lighting. Another option for the black side is to use a 5-in-1 reflector as a flag. So if you want to take a light source and it's spilling all over an area where you don't want light, just put this thing on a stand and use the black side to flag off the light. And I use that all the time as a quick way to keep light from spilling onto something that I want to keep dark. And last but not least, we have the reflective surfaces. Like we talked about, you can do silver or gold or a mix of the two. So as you can see, there's actually 6 ways to use a 5-in-1 reflector. Awesome tool, especially if you're getting started and you need a budget-friendly way to modify your light. Check out the reflectors in the description as well as the reflector holders. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'd love to hear your uses of a 5-in-1 reflector. And as always, you can watch more tutorials and reviews right here at DSLR Video Shooter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.